Harry, you probably knew that it was coming this week, so here is an issue of Defenders. This is issue 103, which is a tremendous little self-contained story with a slightly weak ending. This is still a recommend though. I forgot I meant to say that at the start so that persons can potentially read it before I spoil it. This is part of DeMatteis' run on the series, and I didn't need to repeat myself that you should check out at least the first year or two of his stuff, which would include this issue. This focuses on Etrigan the Demon. He was a new character introduced 10 issues earlier, and this is his first real spotlight after his debut, and it is really good. Etrigan the Demon is a character who I think more people should be aware of. He is great, and he is unique enough that he offers a different voice. The premise with Etrigan the Demon is that he is a 90-year-old man trapped in the immortal body of an evil demon. And there are some repeated strokes with him akin to the Thing from Fantastic Force or Smurf from The Excellent Men and Avengers. He makes a brief cameo in a few panels' time. But Etrigan, him being a wise, cranky old man, I think that is great and what sets him apart. We start with a lovely sequence with Rachel McAdams and Slayer Man tracking Etrigan down. Etrigan, he disappeared a week ago. Nobody had heard from him since, and they were concerned about their friend. Really, honestly, I big up this run a lot, but it is super good. You might think characters like Etrigan the Demon, or Slayer Man, or even Rachel McAdams or Satan's Son, you might think that they are not all that appealing, but this run will change your mind. Slayer Man has a fantastic arc. Satan's Son gets a lot of play throughout, and it is my favourite depiction of him. And I think this is the best Defenders ever got. Here we are introduced to the rest of the heroes that will round out the team in this issue. We have Velcro and Kate Leff. They return to Kate Leff's house, which was destroyed in issue 94. And remember that magic cloak that Kate Leff took from the evil cult in issue 60? Well, here we finally close off that loose end with destroying it. Meanwhile, Batman is in the middle of being audited by the IRS, so he has to turn down the summons because he is busy, and also he is crippled. Etrigan's origin gets retold here. He was an odd, aging mayor of a town that was fallen into poverty and ruin, and he made a deal with an evil demon for his town to prosper, and that is what trapped him in this form. But now that Etrigan the Demon has become a goody bird, and he has fought against Satan and stuff, he is worried about what has happened to his town now. Down here is Smurf. This portends him joining the book's cast. He shows up wanting help with his poisoned girlfriend, but the team have already left to inspect Etrigan's art town, and so we pick up on Smurf and his girlfriend, who is poisoned yet again in the next few issues, and the series goes downhill after that story is resolved, and Smurf keeps hanging around. So this town is coming like a ghost town. It appears deserted, and we have another little character bit down here with Slayer Man. He is a loner and wants to be by himself, but the others still want him to know that they consider him one of them. Neat stuff. And then Kate left. She attacks a mentally handicapped man because she is an insane Twitter cancel culture freak. And through this brain disabled man, we learn that the town has literally become a ghost town and is being haunted by Caspars. So everybody left the place after that. And now we see the other characters investigating this strange town. And Etrigan, he is haunted by his memories and by the Caspar of his dead brother, who he feels responsible for his young death. And Velcro and Rachel, they get overwhelmed with darkness. And after this, Etrigan, he continues on his odyssey of inner turmoil with his mum's Caspar showing up now. And Slayer Man, he finds a little girl alone in the town's graveyard. But like with Velcro and Rachel McAdams, he is beset with pure darkness, and the little girl in the graveyard was unsurprisingly evil. And with that, we get to the reveal of a big eye-concept bad guy called Null, the Living Darkness. He is an abstract misery guts entity that was birthed from ancient times on an alien planet where angels killed themselves. Null, the Living Darkness, he feasts on despair and agony and shite like that. And that is what has brought him to Earth and to Etrigan's former home. And Etrigan the demon, he attempts to suicide himself here. Trigger warning, this video contains scenes of suicide some may find distressing. If you have feelings of suicide, then please don't expect me to talk you out of it, because I have tried to kill myself several times, and I am not the person who anyone should turn to in this situation. But unlike me, Etrigan is able to overcome his demons. Definitely a pun there. And with him beating depression in a couple of pages, he also robs Null, the Living Darkness, of a big, sad battery in the shape of himself. And so he is able to repel Null, the Living Darkness. And we end with happier and at peace Etrigan the demon. The ending is maybe a bit abrupt. I think Null, the Living Darkness, is too big a concept to bring out that close to the end and then have defeated. This is meant to be like a truly evil entity, and Etrigan zapping them and forcing them to retreat a page after trying to hang himself isn't great. I think the rest of the issue is, though, some nice interactions between the characters, a spooky setup, and Null, the Living Darkness. He continues to have appearances and he resurfaces in this book in a few issues' time. So that stops this enemy and the bizarre quick exposition on his backstory from feeling so needless. I'll give this issue 7 thumbs up.